WTF. Welcome to These American Gods, a discussion podcast of the Star series American Gods. I'm Tim Pickerel.
I'm Sarah Pickerel.
And I'm Mike Davron.
And today we are discussing episode 3, a head full of snow.
Head full of snow.
Head of snow.
I like that.
Why do I never
Snowhead.
remember?
Is that what it actually is?
Snowhead. So let's see. We had a dick cat, a pretty nice heist, and a big old Genie Weeny. So let's get to it. We have, as usual, our Chris Nay's contribution. Chris Nay's of the Bacon and Nays podcast. Find out more about his podcast at baconandnays.com if you want to hear him not interrupted by us.
Episode 3. Cat shoves a lady through the door to her afterlife. I can sympathize with that.
Chris has cat problems all of his own.
Oh, I thought Chris was dead, maybe.
Chris is also dead. He killed himself after he heard our last podcast.
Aw,
and he sent his contribution from beyond the grave. Somebody gave him a gold coin, and he's back. He's back to continue to contribute to the podcast.
Okay.
That was a pretty interesting scene. The Somewhere in America that they started out with the old woman making spaghetti sauce.
She was making spaghetti sauce.
Is that what she was making?
Who knows?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that was.
She was making some kind of sauce. Needed cinnamon.
It was perfect, though.
At the end, yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of sauce needs cinnamon? Maybe she was making some stew.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to talk about with that scene. It was cool to see.
Then Mr. Bigglesworth pushes her through.
Yeah. That dick cat. Like, I wonder if that was actually her cat or if she was hallucinating the cat.
Yeah.
No, it's good because you didn't see the cat until after she got off the stool. So very well could have been Anubis's cat or with Anubis.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't notice that. I mean, I know she talked to the cat, but I didn't realize that was after she got off the stool the first time.
Yeah, but the cat answered her, or at least in her head.
Oh, yeah.
She responded like a crazy person.
Yeah.
Talking to a cat. You know?
Cat lady.
As people are known to do.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
All them steps, though. Why all those steps?
That was a lot
Do
of
we need
climbing.
all those steps?
Stairway to heaven, man.
You're dead. There's really no walking.
Where's the elevator?
Did you expect them to float?
Why not?
I feel like this was way less cheesy and way more cinematographic. Like, it was pretty cool, you know, how they're not in Brooklyn anymore, you know. And oh my gosh.
It's not Queens.
Not Queens anymore, I'm sorry.
I was wondering if the racism
Sorry to our New York listeners.
Yeah, right?
would weigh heavy on the scales for her. You know? Oh, black people are upstairs.
Right.
Right, you here to rob me?
Right.
Apparently racism isn't so bad in the afterlife.
Nah.
No.
They don't care about that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Scott Thompson of Kids in the Hall gets impaled. That was crazy. I kind of wanted to see him on the show, but I guess I won't.
I guess not.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I knew he looked familiar.
I did too.
But I could not place him for anything.
I didn't know till just now.
Chris can pull out a reference from like anything. That's why he contributes to the show. That's why we have the Chris Nays Minute.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate that.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
That was the only contribution I had. I actually looked it up.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. Because I was like, who is that?
Sorry, I should.
No, it's okay.
Maybe I should let you listen to these before.
No.
That was a funny scene too, though.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
The interstitial America segments are interesting, but to me they would seem kind of confusing to people who are unfamiliar with the book. Maybe Mike can speak to that.
I concur.
Okay, let's pause. Let's stop there because Sarah said something similar. So, yeah, are you finding do they like add anything to the show for you, or are they just like, what the hell's going on?
Mostly what the hell's going on.
Or is the entire show mostly what the hell's going on?
Mostly the whole show.
Okay. So does it negatively affect the show for you?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's still good and worth watching. But yeah, like especially this episode, I kind of felt like, all right, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's the point of this? You know, so I guess I got to wait around for the payoff. You know, for that to be beneficial to the whole story.
I think it kind of depends on what scenes you're asking that about, because like some scenes that were shown in this last episode, we're never going to revisit that again.
Yeah.
So at least from the book's perspective. Now they might. I heard today that Neil Gaiman said it could last for 5 seasons. Like, could you imagine 5 seasons of this?
Holy moly.
Yeah.
They'd have to add a lot
But
to stretch it, because I was already like, how are they
know.
going to stretch this out to 3?
Yeah. Well,
But-
they already signed on for another 2
Yeah,
for the second one.
We're officially signed up for season 2.
All right.
But I was thinking that because it's just like, okay, they're going to go in super slow-mo then. And that's going to drive a lot of people nuts if they do go for 5 full seasons to just get through this book, not necessarily to add on to it.
Oh. Yeah.
But what parts did you think that didn't make sense, or did you have like questions about?
I don't know, the first scene with the old lady dying and, in the afterlife, like, don't know the point of that.
I don't think there's much of a point to it except to establish the fact that there's other gods in America.
Okay.
Now, in the book, pretty much every chapter, every like section, like, because a book, if you go into a novel, it's like separated into several like smaller like acts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in between the acts, you have like this either coming to America, which takes place in the past, and it's like how a god came to America.
Okay.
And then before some of the chapters, you'll have somewhere in America, which is like just elsewhere. This is going on right now. It's like meanwhile in Queens, like that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
So just it kind of like adds to the mythology without adding to the story necessarily.
Okay.
So that's all that's really going on there.
I see what you're saying.
I think these segments worked better in the book than on the show.
Yeah, maybe.
And Mr. Wednesday really makes a pair of earmuffs pop. Your quote to leave on is, "Give me my coin, cunt." Later.
So the only thing I was really sad about that they didn't do in the show that they did in the book is that Mr. Wednesday's earmuffs were pink in the book, like this just puffy pink, and just like why not do that,
They were still pretty puffy,
They were puffy, but they weren't pink.
but he rocked a nice winter outfit.
Yeah.
Let's go back to one of the middle coming to or somewhere in America scene. Mike, you got a great sex scene with another huge wiener.
Oh, yes. Fill me up with that fiery Genie cum.
Yeah, usually, like you were saying, you usually don't want the fire on the inside.
No, not usually.
Excuse me, your eyes are fucking on fire?
Right?
I was asking Sarah if that was maybe one of the first ever CGI in a sex scene.
And
Oh, yeah, you did.
what? Oh, well, he asked me if that was the first CGI in a sex scene, and I go, which part? And he goes, the eyes, and I go, oh, I thought you meant the dick. It's giant.
And she said it not jokingly. Like, she, like, completely forgot that there was fire, like, in the scene.
You're just so distracted by the giant dong.
Well,
you're like,
I know what I want to look at. And
I don't care what his face looks like.
The guy that played the salesman looked familiar, too, but I couldn't place what I've seen him
yeah, I
in
don't
either.
know.
Yeah, I think I've seen him too. So did he like turn into the genie then after that or something? Like what happened there?
So that was really confusing. That's what I was talking to Tim about, because it's just like that part of the show didn't really match up with what happened in the book, or at least there were some unanswered things. But because what happens in the book is the genie takes his stuff, like his clothes and his briefcase and all of that, but you don't necessarily see that in the book. It was just like when he wakes up, all this stuff is gone, and all that's left is the genie's clothes and the keys and the wallet, and so he just basically assumes the identity. And so you see the wallet and the photos inside, and it's definitely not him, and it's definitely not the genie. So he's just like, oh, well, I guess if he can take this identity, I can take this identity. And he gave him a new life. So it was kind of like granting a wish, but not really granting a wish, because he wasn't happy with his life.
Okay.
Well, he said, I wish you could see what I see.
Yeah.
And then, so that was the wish that was granted, essentially.
Oh.
So, yeah, he didn't become the genie, but...
Okay.
But he was left with that as consolation, I guess. I don't know. It's interesting.
I don't grant wishes.
Yeah.
But he does.
Apparently.
But that's the second time we saw him, Jen.
Yeah, we saw him briefly walking past Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. But you got to see a glint of the fire in his eyes then, too.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just grants amazing, giant dong sex.
Yeah. I mean, that's what...
And it was so romantic, too. Like, it wasn't like rough or,
It wasn't like some brutal Game of Thrones, having sex with whores or something. It's gentle and loving.
It was actually really nice to watch.
All right.
It's not like the man love we have at all.
What else happened this episode?
Oh, well, obviously Shadow didn't get his head caved in.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He that's what Sarah was complaining about last episode, is you don't get to see the best 2 out of 3 in the show. But I thought it worked out well this way, with the suspense or the cliffhanger of, are we going to kill the lead character in episode 3?
Right?
Right. Yeah. No, the way they did it this way, they had him basically regain his confidence through talking to one of the sisters. I can't remember her name, but the youngest sister who was on the roof. And
up on the roof.
Yeah, so you see Shadow climb out, and I don't know. That was also a really lovely scene, but I had to suspend my disbelief for a little bit because they're in the middle of the city, and you never see stars in the city.
Yeah. Well, you also can't take the moon out of the sky.
No, that's true.
And make it into a coin.
Well,
Yeah. So whatever that means.
Well, you can.
Okay.
You just take it.
Yeah, you just take it. No, yeah, it's no big deal. You just take it.
Just take it.
And after everything, like, he still doesn't believe anything. He's like, I just saw the moon disappear into a coin.
Well, he thought he was dreaming because he woke up.
Okay, but he still had the coin.
Mm-hmm.
Did I make snow? Did I make Jon Snow? I miss you, Game of Thrones. I miss you.
I know.
Soon,
It's,
like
it's
2
coming
months.
back.
Yep.
It's coming. We'll have so much fun then.
2 months.
Yeah.
No, anyway.
But no, the snow scene. So him looking at the marshmallows, and then the was it a Cadillac? What the hell are they driving?
I think so.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, the Cadillac driving over the marshmallows.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
I love the filmography in this show. I think, and the way they do transitions and things like that. I love the way this show was shot.
Yeah.
Even though most people have no idea what the fuck's going on. That was even what my parents were saying. We hung out with my parents for Mother's Day, and my dad's like, I don't know if I like the show or not. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, it does look good though, like you said.
Yeah, the cinematography is really good. But did you notice that in a Nazi scene, like, it was shot on 2/3, like you have, or is it 2/3? Is that what it's called when it has the black bar at the top and the bottom, but the rest of it's kind of full screen?
I'm not sure what that's called. It's not letterbox or something, because that's even smaller, isn't it?
Is it? Okay, yeah, I don't know, but it was just like that. It was shot that way. It is shot really differently. Like, they do a lot of really interesting stuff with how they shoot it.
Yeah, like, doing different stuff, like when Mr. Wednesday was, trying to get some strange, and they were out in the rain, and then they had the scene where it was like,
the rain slows down.
Yeah, the super slow. Yeah,
she has that weird look on her face. She's like, like, what is she doing? Where'd that come from?
Getting some of that Granny Poontang.
They definitely need to filter their coffee a little better, right? All those coffee grounds.
Well, that's how they
Who
drink
would
it.
want to drink that?
That's how they drink it. We actually saw a thing on Munchies, which is a YouTube channel that Vice does. And it's like however they do like Turkish coffee or whatever it is. Yeah, they just pour it over the grounds and like stir it a little bit.
With a spoon.
Yeah.
He had a spoon. She didn't stir it very well.
My dad thought, so you've been practicing. My dad thought Chernobog was supposed to be Thor.
Oh, yeah?
Because he had a hammer.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that's Thor. Or that, don't tell me that
I know.
Dipshit was the
Yeah, that was.
He does-
seems
He's
pretty
Russian Thor.
funny. Right.
Yeah, my dad doesn't like Trinibog.
Yeah. Why not?
I don't know. I think he's great.
Yeah, I do too. I love his amazing feet. Look
That's
delicious.
disgusting.
I wonder if those are his feet.
Lick
You
on
want
him.
to suck on those toes?
I wonder if those are his feet or if if they're stunt feet.
Oh, could you imagine like having to cast for stunt feet?
I can.
All right, we need casting of really ugly feet. Dirtier the better. Let's see them.
Do
Bring
you
them in.
think you don't think they put makeup on somebody's feet?
What if it was
Men
like?
look that way?
What if it was one of the like women's feet? Like that just. I don't know. That worked there. Worked on the set.
Yeah. It's the same.
Oh, I
woman.
got the perfect feet. Do I get paid more money?
Right?
It's the same woman that got sent the dick pic. It's her feet.
She had 15 minutes of fame.
It's fucking Dane Cook's feet.
15 minutes of feet.
We're never actually going to see Dane Cook.
Just parts of his body.
of him.
That's awesome. We actually might see Dane Cook next episode.
Oh yeah, it looks like next episode's going to be all prequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we see Laura, because she's apparently back to life from a coin. From a coin.
Well, it's the sun.
Coin. What?
It's the sun.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the sun. Yeah, it's the sun coin.
Yeah. Okay. So now they have the sun and the moon together?
I guess so. Yeah, they
Yeah.
would.
Mm.
It's interesting.
Well, a piece of it.
Yeah. I wonder if she can even talk.
Well, she did say hi, puppy.
Yeah, that's true.
She was able.
Don't
To,
ruin my dreams.
she was able to squeak that out. At least.
You didn't see the part where, like, right at the very end, she opens her mouth and all the dicks fell out? If you enjoy these American Gods and you'd like to support the show, we're kind of unofficially sponsored by Audible. We're not unofficially sponsored, but we don't have like one of the fancy Audible links where you go to like audible.com/USGodPod, sign up for a blah blah blah. But there is a link in the show notes where if you click on that, you will get
Show
2 books for
notes.
free if you sign up for Audible. 2 books. Why not get American Gods and the Nancy Boys? And
Nancy
you
Boys.
too can.
It's not a fancy name.
You too can let us know whether or not you think the Coming to America scenes are better in the book than they are in the show. So, then again, so once again, go ahead and check the show notes for our audible.com link from amazon.com.
Amazon.com.
Check it out, bitches.
Our second ad is amazon.com. There's also a link in the show notes for amazon.com. So you're going to do some shopping on amazon.com anyway. You buy a bunch of bullshit. We buy a bunch of bullshit. Use our link, and we get some pennies from what you spend on bullshit. Amazon.com.
I like pennies. So go to Amazon.com.
At least somebody likes pennies.
Give us some pennies. Pennies add up, man.
Just send your pennies to Sarah.
Oh, would you? That'd be awesome.
That's probably a better way to get money for the show.
Can you do it electronically, though? I don't want your physical pennies.
Send us all your physical
This show has
pennies.
enough goddamn coins, okay?
Man, Sweeney has a lot of bad luck, though.
Yeah, it's not. I like that they're like embellishing on his character because you don't see that much of him in the book either. He is looking for the coin, but I guess if you're going to stretch it into 5 seasons, you have to have more screen time with certain
It's
people.
way more interesting this way, too.
It really is, even though it does seem slower. There's like more. I feel like halfway through the season, it's really going to start to pick up, and then it'll be over too soon. It's like, why didn't you start this earlier?
It seems really unlucky. I mean, like, there's a normal amount of, like, good luck in this world, you know? Like, you just have luck in this world. And I guess he had really good luck, but, like, just to not have that coin, like, just shit luck. You know? Why couldn't he just be like, didn't win the lottery. Oh, that sucks, you know? Or,
Instead, he gets some guy impaled with a pipe.
yeah.
Somebody, like, there's... It's not American Gods if there's not at least 2 penetration scenes. So...
And how was that even bad luck for him, really? That was bad luck for that fucking dude.
Totally.
Well, he didn't get to where he was going.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Poor guy was just trying to be nice. See, that's what you get for being nice in this world.
Well, that's what you get for trying to force the AA program on people, too.
Yeah, I didn't trust him from the beginning.
Shifty son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm. He deserved it.
Yeah.
He had it coming.
Don't touch my knob.
Not my type.
Not my type, friend.
Too old.
So apparently there are a lot of Jesuses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of Jesuses.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's a lot of need for Jesus.
Wetback Jesus.
Black Jesus, white Jesus. Apparently white Jesus is doing really well.
Greek Jesus.
Yeah. What's it?
Greek Jesus.
Greek Jesus.
I thought you said Rick Jesus.
Rick Jesus. I'm Rick Jesus, bitch.
Well,
Fuck your couch.
It wouldn't be American Gods if you didn't touch on Jesus, you know.
Touch on Jesus?
Yeah, if you didn't touch on him.
Where we touch on Jesus.
Oh, I hope there's a Jesus gay sex scene in this. Jesus and the genie.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
No, all the Jesuses have an orgy.
Jesus orgy.
Yeah. Orgy docs.
Body of Christ. You know you want it.
Ah, man. Well, we just broke Mike for a second.
Yeah, we did.
He's back now.
That's pretty great.
Okay, so let's see. We've had Chernobog, Genie. Then, it was just pretty much the heist and making the snow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all we've had.
Yeah.
This was a slow episode.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't get a whole lot out of it. But
So do we think, if we ranked, how would we rank the 3 episodes so far?
In order of which we liked best?
Least to best.
2 is least for me, by far.
Okay.
I probably still liked the first episode the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, probably 2, 3, 1. I think I like this episode more than I like the last one. But that's just because I was...
That's just because you like seeing genies fuck people.
I was interested. I'm not going to lie. I was interested in seeing that scene when I read it in the book. It's like, they're going to do this in the show.
I honestly forgot about it.
Oh, I didn't forget about that.
No, you didn't.
It's been on my mind for a long time.
You're never going to forget.
He rewatched it 3 times before we went to bed.
It's on my phone.
No, it's just because I don't understand the scene.
I'm just trying to... Yeah.
It's not because I totally connect with these characters. Yeah.
They're doing enough connecting.
Oh, I want a gin inside me.
Sipping on gin juice. I'm just going to sit here and make puns because we have nothing left to talk about.
I know. So I'm trying to think of anything else. I mean...
This will be...
Is there anything about a wolf? Is there any reason that they had to stop for a wolf?
I don't know what the wolf was.
Or is it just yeah, that's stop for a wolf.
It's just a random wolf on the road.
Actually, I think it... Is that wolf...
Is Jon Snow around?
Wrong color wolf. We actually... What was I thinking? It's... Well, do you know who Mr. Wednesday is?
What do you mean? Like God?
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be like Odin or something?
Yeah.
Right.
So, I think Odin has 2 crows and a wolf. Is that how it works?
I don't know the theology behind Odin.
No.
Okay.
Well, that makes sense then.
I think he has a wolf. I know he has 2 crows or 2 ravens.
So that's why you saw...
Let's ask your cat.
That's why you saw the birds, I'm assuming, following the car the last episode.
Right.
Or the shadows of the birds following the car the last episode.
Oh, okay.
But the wolf I didn't know about.
So it's pretty much... Isn't that where the episode ends, right?
Pretty much.
Just trying Shadow's just thinking about, was I dreaming? Did I actually create snow?
Did he actually create snow? Mr. Wednesday's worried about being forgotten.
And then Shadow doesn't know if he's dreaming or not. And that was a pretty cool line. Wednesday's, what a wonderful thing to not know if you're dreaming. Or
there was a lot
to be able to dream when you're awake.
When you're awake, that was it.
That was all that dialogue was really good. I really enjoyed them together. I just wish there was. I actually thought the genie scene went on too long, but I could have done.
I thought it was just perfect,
Okay,
just the way it was.
I think they could
I
have
was just like, fucking come already. It's taking so long.
Well, no, I was thinking it's like I don't need to see the real time waiting for the guy to not see him.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I was really sitting there all day. He's not coming back. Yeah, I know. Let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any predictions for next week or for upcoming episodes? What do you think might happen? Anybody?
Oh, wow. I have no clue. I mean, yeah,
Just anything could happen.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Trinabog's gonna miss and hit himself in the head with a hammer. And then,
he won't be able to even pick it up.
right. And the moon is actually going to kill Shadow while the sun brought Laura back to life. And yeah, let's see. What else?
I don't have any actual predictions. One, because I've read the book. And two, because they're actually doing something completely different with the next episode from the book. So I don't. Yeah, there's no prequel.
I think Matt Sweeney's going to get a makeover the next episode. Just change it up, change up the little facial hair, maybe. I don't know.
I'm hoping for more vagina swallowing.
Okay.
I'm hoping that the Genie and Vagina Girl come into contact.
Oh.
Wow.
And then we'll have Big Genie cock in space. and then he'll team up with the other guy, and it'll be the Space Cock Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're gonna switch places. So the Genie will be the one that's swallowing people. He'll be swallowing through his wiener.
Oh. Ew. So awful.
All right, his butt.
Or that.
Hello.
Yeah, either
Maybe
way.
both.
Yeah.
Both at the same time.
Oh, no.
He likes three ways.
I'm feeling really nauseous right now.
Well, we have that effect on people.
Yeah.
So I've been releasing these on the Watchers of the Couch feed too. I actually forgot to schedule the second one to put out, but I'm going to put that one out. And then I'm going to put this one out, and this will be the last one that's also going to be on the Watchers on the Couch feed. So if you are enjoying our American Gods podcast, even though we didn't have much to talk about this episode, make sure you subscribe to these American Gods as well, because you aren't going to get it on the Game of Thrones podcast anymore. Although we could talk about Game of Thrones. I don't have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I don't have anything to talk about it.
The only thing that I have heard is that HBO is working on 4 potential spin-offs right now.
What?
Okay, I did hear that, but
Not
I didn't
that
hear
there's
about...
not that there's going to be 4 spin-offs, but they're working on 4 different treatments.
Concepts.
Maybe one of them will get picked up as a spin-off.
Like prequels or side stories or who knows?
I think they said they're all basically prequels, but in their own thing. Like a lot of stuff, pretty much I don't think have to do with anything.
Okay.
They'll probably be like, I think we've talked about it before. Like if we know what a cool prequel would be or something. We're thinking like, at least I know like Valeria, because that's so far before that time. And that could be something different, or even before that with the first children or the children in the first men or something like that. But
is it going to be like CSI Miami
Oh.
and CSI Las Vegas?
Yeah,
So
there you
it's
go.
Game of Thrones, Valeria, Game of Thrones, Westeros. I don't know.
As long as there's one member of the Night's Watch who always comes on the scene and makes a one-liner, it's like, well, looks like it's another cold corpse. Get the Who to do a Game of Thrones cover song just so you can. Oh, that makes me angry thinking about it, actually.
What, the spinoffs?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, not that spinoff in particular.
Oh, CSI Miami.
CSI Westeros.
Westeros.
Hmm.
That'd be fantastic. You kidding me? CSI Westeros? Who chopped his head off? It's always the king.
It's always the king.
It's always the king.
And he gets away with it because he's the king.
That's right.
So that's the least satisfying show there is. And then, I said Twin Peaks. The revival of Twin Peaks starts next Sunday.
I'm so excited about that. Are we gonna start a podcast about Twin Peaks?
No, I can only do so many podcasts.
Can we at least talk about it after? Or do we have to sit in complete silence?
It's like we're only allowed to talk about shows if it's on a podcast.
Right.
We could start We could start a general show talking podcast. Did Sarah tell you about the her idea for a show?
What? I don't think so.
I don't even remember what you're talking about.
It's basically a podcast for people who are too busy to watch a show. So we just like pick a show and like I'm not going to watch This Is Us. So she's going to basically sum up This Is Us,
right.
and then tell me about it.
I tell him what happens in the show that I watched, and then he tells me some story about some show that he watched, and then we catch up. That's how you know. Like it's like what is that? The little when you were in college and you wanted to cheat, you didn't want to like
Cliff
read the
Notes.
whole book. Cliff Notes. Yeah, it's like the Cliff Notes version of shows, of television shows.
Okay.
And then we'll get Chris on and have him tell us about Breaking Bad. And
Better Call Saul.
yeah, I don't watch that either.
That's awesome.
He can tell me about this last season of Walking Dead since I stopped watching Walking Dead.
I could sum that up for you, like, right now.
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah, there were some zombies. It was kind of boring. Some people fought,
Yeah.
and then a couple people died.
A couple main characters
Just a
died.
couple?
And that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
There's no.
3 main characters died.
Oh man, is it over?
I wish.
No, it's going forever.
I got hooked back into it. I was going to stop
you
watching
didn't.
it. And then I was talking to Jimmy about it. He was like, no, man, this last episode or whatever, because I told him, like, that's going to stop. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not really that interested in it anymore. It doesn't,
Yeah.
do much for me anymore.
Right.
But he convinced me. So then I started watching. I'm like, fucking right back in. So I might as well just keep watching until the end of the season. And,
See, Mike, I would totally
not
listen
be
to you tell
an
me
asshole.
about what happens, but I don't want to fucking watch that show. I mean, honestly, I liked it. I liked it a lot when we first started watching it, but it started giving me like serious anxiety. Like I just couldn't watch it. We're going right before bed. I'm having like nightmares. I'm like dreaming about zombies and shit.
She
you
also-
watch it when you get up in the morning, and then you'd be like, all right, I'm ready to go. Like,
That was one of the
release all this tension.
well, yeah. One of the things is she couldn't deal with the anxiety of how they end an episode
Oh, God, it
and
was
have to wait a
horrible.
week to watch it.
Yeah.
And my mom, that's why my mom never watched 24. Because they do the same shit, and then you have to
Yeah.
wait a week. It was like too stressful to actually watch the show.
Binge watching it would probably be fantastic.
Binge
Probably
watching
a lot
is-
better.
binge-
24. That's the very first season or something. I binge watched that a marathon, and it was fucking awesome to watch.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, a
But
lot
I
of
binge
people.
away without.
A lot of people complained on Walking Dead like about how slow season 2 was, but I binged season 2, and I didn't have a problem with it at all. And I think
Because
that-
you binged it.
yeah, I think that's the way you have to watch Walking Dead. I think it's only for binge watching.
I think so.
Yeah. And you have to stop, like, if you're going to pick it up again, you don't watch the last episode of the season. You watch the episode before the last episode of the season,
And then stop
because
until-
that's their like rhythm. Like the episode right before the last episode, like everything's okay, everything's fine now.
Yeah.
Or maybe a little something bad happened, but nothing like major, And then the last episode of the season, it's just like everything goes to hell, everyone's gonna die.
That's only been the last few seasons that they've done that.
I don't
like
know.
the first two seasons, they had like a decent ending. Like it didn't like cliffhang.
Yeah.
Even the third season didn't really cliffhang. Like that's why everybody was pissed off. They were expecting that big assault on the prison, and it didn't happen until the middle of the next season. So yeah, it's like it wasn't until after that's like, man, we gotta crank it up and then
Yeah.
hook people in so they watch next season and not get pissed off. I know a lot of people that are dropping off of Walking Dead though.
But I mean, what are you going to do, too, as far as, any show that goes on that long? I mean, what season are they on? 7 or something
Yeah,
like
this
that?
was 7.
Yeah, so I mean,
It's a long time. It's
Yeah.
a lot.
That's ridiculous. That show came on when we were living together.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But Game of Thrones season 7's coming up, and it's still awesome. Fuck you, Walking Dead.
They got zombies in that one too, and they're way better. They're actually a threat.
They have everything.
They're actually a threat. Jesus.
They're magic.
true.
They're magic zombies.
It's true.
Fucking zombies in Walking Dead.
They can actually run.
Slow and stupid. You can just walk around them. And they're inconsistent with their fear of the zombies. Sometimes there's like 2 of them. They're like, "Oh my god, it's so oh my god, what am I gonna do?"
Yeah.
And then other time there's like 10 of them, and they just like, "Oh, I'll just walk around it."
Yeah. Just walk around it.
You know.
What's the big deal? Just walk around.
That's what they do.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't like watching that show anymore. But if you want to tell me about it, Mike, anytime, I will listen.
Chris will tell
I
you
told
about
you
it.
everything about it already. Chris is probably like, you fucking jerk.
I really am taking a week off this time.
Well, Chris, if you have any shows that you've been watching and you want to share those with us,
Chris watches all kinds of
I
shows.
want to hear about it.
He really likes Better Call Saul.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to watch
amazing.
that. Yeah, I don't want to watch that either. But I'd love to hear somebody tell me about it.
Why don't you want to watch it? Have you watched Breaking Bad?
Bits and pieces. Yeah, I mean, I liked it.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to watch it.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm a special kind of crazy, I guess. Like I don't necessarily like watching all the shows that are really popular, but I'll definitely go online and like read the synopsis of what happened, just because I just don't want to sit through.
Yeah,
there's
watching
only
the
so much
show.
time.
Dude,
So.
yeah, there's way too many shows. If you want to
Yeah.
get anything done, and it's like all these shows are good. Like everybody's like, oh, everybody's out of ideas. It's like bullshit, man. There's all kinds of shit out
Yeah,
there.
there's too much going on for sure.
Yeah, there really is.
I need somebody to tell me give me the rundown for Lost too, because I had started to watch that.
Seriously?
Yeah,
I'm definitely not watching that either. Like,
Oh,
I think I started watching a little bit of it.
It was already in syndication on the Sci-Fi Channel when I started watching it.
Oh, so you
And,
know what?
I watched
That's
like
hilarious.
half the first season because it was a marathon.
Yeah.
And then I just didn't watch it anymore.
You want to know what I did?
What's that?
I binge watched like the first few seasons, and then I like just skipped to the very end. I skipped and I watched the last episode.
That's what we're going to do for Walking Dead, probably.
Oh, man.
I know, I'm terrible.
Yeah, you do a podcast about TV shows, too.
I do the same thing with books. I read the very last chapter before I
Really?
finish it. Oh yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I can't.
That's brutal. How do you enjoy that?
Yeah, if you told me that, I wouldn't have married you. You mean you read the end of the book first?
Not first. Like I have to get into it first. I have to read a little bit of the beginning and see if I like it, and
once I know
then
the
and then I
characters'
want to
names.
invest in the end. And then if I like the ending, then I'll invest in the whole thing.
That's insane. Does anybody else out there do that? Let me know in the comments, because that sounds crazy to me. All right, so this has been These American Gods. We don't have a closing segment for this episode. Hopefully we'll have one next episode. You can visit theseamericangods.com to send us yours if you are so inclined. If you enjoy the show, also leave a rating and a review. If you're watching on YouTube, there we go. If you're watching on... Nope, still the wrong camera angle. If you're watching on YouTube, like up this video, hit the subscribe button. And until next time,
That's Mike Deffron.
That's Tim Pickerel.
that's Sarah Pickerel. And this has been These American Gods. Don't get your dick bit off.